I saw people getting praised for shit they shouldn't be praised for. Now I'm talking about the black capitalists again.
Okay.
I got a very interesting video clip to share with you guys. My man Case Study, who put great content out there, found this clip for us.
Yes, he does.
So Savvy was just talking about how you had a lot of black activists who was boycotting the speeches in Georgia, and this was supported on the highest levels of the NAACP. Even the like, what's his fucking title? The president, the chief. Like, see, I don't know what his fucking title is, but the main motherfucker in the NAACP. You guys know what I mean. But even he endorsed like not showing up at this event. Oh shit! Or do we actually have black leaders who are willing to stand up to the Democratic Party? This is an election year. This is our opportunity to finally say, you guys can't even do a basic black agenda. So we are done supporting you guys. Is that the message that came out from the black capitalist class? Nope. Watch this clip. And then it says everything about why we criticize these motherfuckers. And at the end of the day, all these motherfuckers do is provide cover for the Democratic Party. Keep that in mind as we watch this clip. So, once again, these people protested Biden in Georgia because they're frustrated because Biden administration lack of action. So, when asked what you're gonna do about it this year, let's see what was said.
Alexei, some progressives, as well as voting and civil rights groups, skipped Biden's speech today. After the speech, the president of the NAACP said this, quote, while President Biden delivered a stirring speech today, it's time for this administration to match their words with actions and for Congress to do their jobs. Was skipping today a warning to Biden? We don't show up for you on your speech, and we're not showing up for you or Democrats come election day if you don't deliver.
That wasn't the message they were sending, and I asked them during this Zoom in which they announced.
What?
What?
Hold on, I'm gonna play that again. Do you guys see that? They were upset at Biden for not having, like they mentioned, the civil rights group, the head of NAACP, and we covered on this show all the ways that the Biden administration has been anti-black. So I'm gonna play it again. I didn't cut off short for no reason, but you see, they like. So you guys are frustrated, but we're in an election year in 2022. So are you guys gonna withhold your vote for the Democrats? Oh no, we didn't say that. What? So let me finish the clip so we get full contact. I want to get your guys' thoughts because this is why I told you these people are a joke. Well, check this out.
Formative ass bullshit. Just want to be seen.
We don't show up for you on your speech, and we're not showing up for you or Democrats come election day if you don't deliver.
That wasn't the message they were sending, and I asked them during this Zoom in which they announced that they weren't going, what they would basically say to voters for why they should show up and still support the Democratic Party and Democratic candidates if they aren't able to deliver on federal voting rights. And these folks said it's not about ditching the Democratic Party or ditching Democratic candidates or Biden. It's about continuing to do the work. And I think that's what their absence said more than anything. They were saying, look, President Biden, thanks for coming to Atlanta, but we'd rather you be giving this speech in Washington, D.C. to senators on Capitol Hill. Their absence was saying we're still doing the work here in Georgia and across the country to educate voters, to register voters, to make sure they know what to do come 2022. Because voting, as you know and started the hour with, in 2022 and beyond will really depend based on where you live.
What?
I'll be too hot for this job. I'll be way too hot for this job. I understand.
Oh my God.
Wait. Do you want him to do what you want him to do or not? It's like, oh, well, you know what? I think my employees should just do whatever they want, whatever. And it's just like, wait, do you want your employees to do what you need them to do? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What the hell?
Sabby, do you know where to start on this? Where do we even start on it? Where do we even start?
Some context. Give me some reasoning, please. I
was trying to find the video I played, it was on Twitter, and it was from the group Black Votes Matter. And there were activists in that group, and they were saying, they said, look, we are tired of, we're tired of words. We're tired of like comments. We want action, and we want action now. And that was their message to Joe Biden. And those activists were in Atlanta. So the girl that was just speaking, we have to remember, she's a political reporter. She kept saying in her statement, she said, what I think they were saying, but you didn't see any video footage of her actually talking to them on the ground and hearing what those people say. And another thing I know too, and Nick, I think you had experience with this as well. A lot of times when they interview people on the ground, they pick and choose what stories they're actually going to play live on the news. You think they're not going to play the people that's like, well, hell no, I'm not voting for Democrats anymore. They're not going to show those people. That's
a good point. That's a very good point. There's also something interesting. There's a very interesting.
That's how they did your ass, Nick.
What?
That's how they did your ass. That one.
Yeah, they did that to me when I was on CNN. It was hilarious. So there's an interesting divide that could develop here, because if I was to take that reporter at a word, which we don't have no reason to, right? But when I'm looking at her, is she talking to the leadership of NAACP? Like when you look at the NAACP president who was quoted there, it seems like he doesn't support it. To support the idea of banning the Democratic Party. So and Sabby, you can take your time and find the video, but it seems like Sabby is talking about the actual bodies on the ground, like the actual real activists. They're done with the Democratic Party. So these are the people who are actually fueling the movement. But then is the leadership like, no, wait. We got to get back in the Democratic Party. So this is going to be a very interesting struggle, because now you're going to see a lot of people who they want to hold Biden accountable, but then at the same time, as their role dictates, they got to pull people back. They got to pull people back to the party. Will they be able to do that?
I found it.
Here's a question, though. Is there a divide between the leadership of the NAACP versus the rank and file members?
I have a lot of criticism. I criticize the NAACP a lot in my time reporting on Black issues. They working as Democratic Party operatives. I have no easier way to say it. Like quite literally, no better way to say it. We all know, and we didn't get to this video, but we all know what happens to real revolutionaries, the people who really advocate for Black liberation.
They damn sure ain't getting no funding from the White House. I know that.
But anyway, we talk about that more in detail later. But go ahead and with the clips, Abby.
Yeah, so this is from Black Voters Matter, and it says, today, President of the United States and Vice President will travel to Atlanta, Georgia to speak on voting rights. But unless they will be delivering a finalized voting rights plan that will pass both chambers, not to be stopped by the filibuster and be signed into law, they can keep their words. We want action. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video because that's a lot. And like Joe Biden already said, he's not willing to fully stop the filibuster. So let me mute myself and I'll play it.
Right now, all we are hearing are words. Just pretty statements, empty promises, hollow words. We need action right now. And so, yes, that is a beginning. At this point in time, like Chris said, we know that state legislatures, Georgia in particular and several others, are already working to make it harder to vote. But we must have these protections now. We are tired of empty promises. We are tired of statements. We don't want to visit. It's still a pandemic. Omicron is raging. We don't need to be outside. We need to be at home. We need to where we are safe. But more importantly, we need this protection from the federal government. We must have it, and we must have it now.
So one thing I want to point at that she said, notice what she said, we don't want to visit. They didn't want to see him. Stacey Abrams didn't even want to see him. What does that tell you?
They are well. So this is the thing. So that's great to see activists put this kind of pressure on the Biden administration, and we're going to continue to spread awareness on the crimes of the Democratic Party, on why Black people should honestly get off the plantation and leave the Democratic Party because they are complicit with Black suffering, right? And I've seen the professional Black activist class sell us out. Not the people like when we look at people on the ground, the real motherfuckers who are actually carrying the movement. I'm talking about people like Rome. I'm talking about people like Affinity. These people are real soldiers, right? But there is a professional, managerial, like activist Black left, right? These are the people who got wealthy during Black Lives Matter, during the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm very interested in seeing what their messaging is going to be around August and October. Because I know, guys, it's easy to say this shit in January, but I have been through this shit. I've been through movements multiple times. I've followed Black activists and leaders for a very long time, and I've seen this a lot. I see this a lot where you have, we're gonna put a lot of pressure on the Democrat Party. We're gonna say no more here, and then all they need is a few Republican scare ads. Then come August and October and September. All of a sudden, you see Democrats ad that's showing what the MAGA Republicans are saying. Then a lot of these people, they get scared. They get scared real quick. We seen it happen last year. So what I'm saying is not even hypothetical. Like we seen a ton of people in the streets during the George Floyd protest. And then they all went to vote for Jim Crow Joe. He went to fund the police state more. He went to expand the drug war. So what did we get? So I'm not saying that's gonna happen.
They expended the police budget in George Floyd's name. Smack these people in their face, bro. Like,
I'm not saying that's gonna happen again, but honestly, this sounds harsh. But if you're one of them Black leaders that was out there telling people to vote for Joe Biden in 2020, maybe you should take a seat on the bench. You know what I mean? Just for at least one election cycle. How about you take you need to get in the, let us speak now. He's like, you motherfuckers, like, we listened to you guys the first time. So the activists that we see that show that said we cannot support the Democratic Party no matter what because they refuse to deliver. These are the people we gotta amplify. These are the people we gotta promote. But I'm telling you, the Black professional activist class, like the NAACP president, this motherfucker gonna sell us out again. Again, this motherfucker always endorse Democrats. The NAACP are Democratic operatives, and when I say that, people are like, "Oh my God, you said the NAACP are Democratic operatives?" Yes, a lot of you motherfuckers are Democratic operatives. Because think about what did that term means? Operative, short for operation, completing an operation. Operation is something that has a goal. So the goal of the Democratic Party is to get elected. So if you're a Democratic Party operative, that means you're operating under the goal of getting Democrat elected. So if that's your message every 2 years to vote for the Democratic Party, you are by definition a Democratic Party operative. So people always get shocked when I use that term. When I say the squad, they're Democratic Party operatives. Quite literally, yes. AOC funded Connor Lamb, CIA Democrats. Like that's literally what else? What else does it mean to be a Democratic Party operative than that, right?
And at the end of the day, they still tell you to vote for establishment Democrats because AOC heavily supported Gavin Newsom. She got on Instagram and told people you got to go out there and vote for Gavin Newsom. Newsflash: there were more than 2 people running in that race. There were third-party candidates, there were independent candidates, but they never mention them. They never even bring them up. And another thing in reference to the voting rights, I want people to understand this is not going to help voting rights across the board. This is just to help people vote for Democrats. That is it. This is not going to help third-party candidates. This is not going to help independent candidates. And you have to understand that.
Yeah.
I think something that people need to realize is that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are both anti-democratic parties. Because if they truly believed in democracy, then they would believe in democracy for people in voting for third parties and the like. And people always talk about how the Republicans, they do voter suppression when it comes to redlining and things like that. But people don't realize that Democrats do voter suppression as well. They do a lot of their voter suppression during primaries. That's when they do their voter suppression, because they don't want certain people who are to their left to come up. And the thing is, they also do voter suppression by preventing third parties as well. And they will pass legislation to prevent third parties from ever getting a chance. So guess what? They do not, despite their name, they are deeply anti-democratic. They are the opposite of what their name says.
If it was really about voting rights, how come they don't support, or excuse me, voting fairness? How come they don't support ranked choice voting? Think about that. Why don't they support like ranked choice voting? Why do they make it so that third party candidates and independent candidates are not on the ballot in every state? It's not about fairness across the board. It's just about fairness for Democrats. That is it. Joe Biden is down there because his poll numbers are low and he wants Black people to come out and vote for him again, even though he lied to them and has not fulfilled any of those campaign promises that he had.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I'm gonna say, one of the biggest myths that goes on is people believe that only the Republican Party gerrymander. That's not true. That has never been true. You can make an argument that they may do it more, but look at Jim Clyburn's district. Like all the Democrats gerrymander.
Yep.
They do it too. It just the Republicans are better at it.